David Lynch. It's important to go out and feel the so-called reality. Lynch was born in Montana and grew up in various parts of the white picket fence Middle America he would later interrogate in his films. He studied painting. Lynch hasn't directed a film in 13 years, and it's not clear whether he'll ever go back to Hollywood, though his 18-episode return to Twin Peaks in 2017 threw up enough mysteries to keep his die-hard fans occupied for years to come. On a video link, my participation is paintings, drawings, lithographs, and some sculpture. They've done a great job. There's a cinema section too, including films that have influenced you over the years, such as 8, The Wizard of Oz, Sunset Boulevard. Why are these important? Federico Fellini is one of the all-time great filmmakers, and 8 is maybe my favorite of his. I did a whole series of lithographs based on the last scenes in that movie. The Wizard of Oz. According to the press notes, some of your artworks in the show are inspired by Manchester's industrial history. I don't know about that. I went to Northern England. Well, as you know, if you ever fished, you have to have patience. Some days you catch some days you don't. I am fishing now. Do have everything you need at home to make work, to the point that you don't really need to leave. I've got everything. Though I would like to have. Is that a good thing, even if it means going out into the world less? I don't like going out anyway. I like to stay at home. Do you feel that we're living in particularly dark times? No, I feel we've been in very dark times and much better times are coming. The thing is, even in the US, where there's so much concern about political divisions and inequality, I think, in a way, the chickens are coming home to roost for America. I don't know what. Do you see it as your role as an artist and a filmmaker to counteract this in some way, to shake people up? Absolutely not, because then you end up making a message film. You see, I get many times. I don't know where any. Was Twin Peaks: The Return a fulfilling experience for you? I loved every minute of it. I had the greatest, because so many cast members including Miguel Ferrer and Peggy Lipton have died since you filmed it. Yes, and it's a terrible thing. I mean, I don't know which ones you're talking about. I don't know anything. One theory proposed that if you play the last 2 episodes in tandem, hidden meanings are revealed. It's good to get your confirmation on that. But aren't you flat? Sure. If there's 100, Jim Jarmusch recently said, why can't they just give David Lynch whatever money he needs? He needs money to. I love Jim. I never met him, and the idea dictates whether it is a film, TV show, or music video. Exactly. You can be a doctor. David Lynch at home runs from Saturday until September 29, as part of Manchester International Festival 2019. MSN are empowering women in sport this summer. Find out more of Gallery Best Dystopian Movies of All Time Stacker.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.